deux pieds contre la muraille et la tête sur le robinet. Les deux pieds contre la muraille et la tête sur le robinet. Et la tête, et la tête, et la tête sur le robinet. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Ça y est. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. La 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 la. And then all of a sudden, he can't think how it continues. There's a horrible silence. Everybody's waiting for him to continue, and he just can't think how it goes. He slams the lid of the piano down, he rushes out and goes home, and he's pacing up and down. How does it go? How does it go? He doesn't get any sleep that night, just trying to think how it continues. Then he's shaving in the morning, and then it comes to him. La 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 la. Yes, of course, how stupid of me. Of course, that's how it goes. How could I possibly forget that? Following evening, he goes to the pub, and he's sitting at the piano, and he's playing. La 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 la. And yes, la 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 la. That's it. But then he can't think how it continues after that. My goodness me. He rushes home, paces up and down. After all these years working as a musician, how can this happen to me? He opens the window and he throws himself out from the 16th floor. Anyway, he's not quite dead. He opens one eye, and the ambulance comes to pick him up. And the ambulance goes, la 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 la. Logés, nos fils, nos compagnes, aux hommes citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchons. This is probably, I think, it's probably the best anthem ever written. Composed, as I say, at the Revolution, 1792, and the French flag, French national flag, the tricolour, was adopted in 1789 at the start of the Revolution. 70. Now, the reason that it has survived until this day is because it's so strong. You know, during the Revolution, the National Guard arrived. And so you see, the wall surrounds the historic part of Avignon completely. Eventually we'll have to make our way through the wall, but you can see that everything on this side, on the left-hand side, is much more modern, wide streets. Once you go through the wall, you find that you have the medieval street plan of old buildings. Where was I? Talking about Urban V. Also there, we have those small white Arab horses. They were introduced into France by the Arabs. We pass a town or pass through a town, I've said a few words about the history of the place, and the usual thing is, it was founded by the Romans, and they have a cathedral dating back to the 15th century, you know, the kind of thing. Now I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to talk about Lyon. But Lyon is, although it was founded by the Romans as well, it was the Lugdunum of the Romans, founded in 43 BC. It's a very modern city these days, and it's a great centre of industry. Now, just take a look as we approach. I mean, we're not in Lyon yet, but already we're beginning to see signs of this industry. We've been driving along the valley of the Rhone River since we left Avignon. We're following the Rhone into Lyon, and at Lyon the Rhone meets up with another great river, the most important tributary of the Rhone, which is the Saone. S-A-O-N-E, Saone. I want to talk about Lyon as a modern, thriving industrial city, an economic centre, and the fastest growing area of the industry in France. They established not that long ago an airport, an international airport at Lyon called Satolas, S-A-T-O-L-A-S. It lies just 15 miles to the east of Lyon. Can you see that on the right-hand side? Look to the right. You see the orangey-coloured carriages there? Not that long ago, achieved 253 miles per hour. And they had to put down a special track. Very, very strong, straight track for those fast expresses to run. Now, the first line was... oh, here it is. Look, see it? Look, TGV. Can you see the CGV on the side? Beautiful. Look at that. Oh. They do. They always do. They always have two engines.
TGV coming up. Just a second, you get the TGV.
You don't see much though when you're in that TGV because things flash by.
How do you say Brussels? CT in there? Yeah. It's on channel 19. All those little round dormers up there.
See the confluence of the Saone with the Rhone.
He fired his hands in what?
That's because you were thinking about Lyon. Ah. A farmer of 83 married a girl of 22. And he couldn't keep his hands off her, so he fired his hands and bought a combine harvester.
His hands, the people who worked for him, hired hands.
Now it's plain sailing, we'll be there in no time.